Hi everyone, for those of you new to the channel, I'm Teresa Perrin and I want to discuss ticker INM with you. I is in India, N is in November, M is in Michael. Because 4 times the float was traded today, so something's cooking. Let's get started. Please remember, nothing I say is financial advice and always do your own DD. All right, guys, so looking at INM, it was up 61 cents today or 36.09%. And this picture was taken before the end of the day, well, before the end of 8 p.m., I should say. It actually closed at $2.26, so it was only down 4 cents in after hours, completely normal price action, which was a decrease of 1.76%. Again, completely normal. You can see that it was forming a nice little triangle here that it broke to the upside out of, and ended up with just being down 4 cents on the day. And I expect tomorrow that we get a continuation of this trend. But again, anything's possible, but I will tell you why in this video. Looking at the past 3 months, as you can see, we're still down 68.47% or $4.84, which is why I think this has a lot of room to run. Well, one of the reasons why. Also, looking at the past year, it is down $29.27 or 92.92%. Guys, pharma has been beat down very, very hard, so it's no surprise that it's finally running. In fact, for the last 5 to 10 years, I think a lot of farm stocks have been beat down, and especially in the last 2. But I have seen quite a trend, of course, with the exception of, the COVID and Moderna, Pfizer type plays. But the majority of them, especially these startups, have been really hurt during this time. Okay, if you look at the technical analysis, you can see that we are in a strong bullish trend right now, and it's giving off a short, medium term signal to the upside. And like I said, we have a strong bullish signal overall with 8 bullish and only 1 bearish signals being given. Not last week, it did make a nice run here, as you can see, to almost $3 before, or right around $3. It's hard to tell from this chart. But I think it was actually slightly over $3. And then it got this pullback. And now we're making our next leg higher. Now this is perfect because it got its low. And now we're seeing a trend where we're getting the high, we're getting a higher low, and now hopefully within a few days we will have a higher high. And that is exactly how we want to see a stock trade. Just for those of you new to the market, trying to get a grasp and understanding. For those of you who are experienced, I'm not trying to belittle you or anything like that. I'm just trying to help educate so that people can understand everything. So forgive me if I'm repeating something you already know, but please remember there are a lot of new people, and I have to remember that as well when I am trying to educate and give trade ideas. Now, institutions own 20.97%. And look at this. In the past 1 month, they've increased their position by 8.22%. That should be something that goes ding, ding, ding in your head when you see that. Because why are they increasing their positions? Well, to me, that tells me it's likely because either A, there's a known catalyst, or B, they feel it's hit its bottom and it's going to start making profits. Or it could be C, they've gone in and they've made an inside investment, with the company. Could be one of those 3 things. Insiders own 0.47%, and even that has had a slight increase in the past 1 month. And others, meaning you and I and other smaller people in the market, own the majority of this, 78.57% at the current time. Now, today, what happened to make this move? Well, INM provided a business update and milestones for 2023. And this was a very long letter that I'm not going to bore you with all of it, but I want to just read the highlights. So it says, our efforts in the first half of 2022 were primarily focused on advancing the commercial side of the business following the acquisition of BayMedica in late 2021. Although BayMedica continues to be a reliable source of rare cannabinoids, demand has not accelerated as quickly as anticipated for a variety of reasons. As we enter 2023, we will continue to evaluate strategic options and long-term supply agreements for this business segment. Now, guys, when I read this, something does go off in my mind that I would be doing a disservice to you if I did not tell you that I immediately think at some point they are going to do an offering. Now, does that mean right now? No, but just keep that in the back of your mind if this starts running hard to expect to see that, okay? And guys, that not only goes with this play, but without even looking things up, you should automatically assume if it's a startup company that is not yet profitable or that is struggling with profits, that more than likely, if their stock starts making hard moves, that is always an option, okay? Now, the question comes, do they get, a private placement offering, or is it going to be, just a regular offering? Because they are different, guys, but unfortunately, in this market, whether it's private placement or whether it's public offering, they're treated much in the same way. And that's a misfortune, but it is what it is. So you have to remember that. Now, the study of the radical sciences large-scale evaluations of several rare cannabinoids involving up to 10,000 participants was a consumer-driven trial that is complete. The results are expected in the first half of 2023. So this should also be a red flag to you. They're telling you that they're going to have a catalyst within the next 6 months regarding these results. And that catalyst is going to provide much-needed supportive data to demonstrate the effects of Delta-9 THCV. And guys, I know nothing about marijuana drugs. That's never been my thing. To each their own. But I can't really help you with much detail in regards to that because I am not educated in that field. But InMed has a projected cash runway into early 2024. Now, this is a positive. This tells me they don't necessarily need to do an offering right now, okay? Because they have money into early 2024. That allows the company to hit certain material milestones over the coming year, which we believe will increase shareholder value. To me, when I see that, I firmly believe that they're basically giving a message to the shorts telling them, look, we don't need to do an offering. And that's how I'm reading that. So the first half of it gives you that message of, they could do an offering. Well, yeah, any company can do an offering. But then when you see that they have money into early 2024, they're definitely not in a rush to do this. Guys, that's bullish, and I like to see that. So I'm just pointing out the bull and bear thesis. I'm not married to a direction in any play. Let's be perfectly clear. Not in this market, because all I want is to increase my money. And that should be all that you guys want too. In this kind of a market, maybe you have certain stocks that you favor and you like 100%. Get it. I have mine too. But as far as your trading account goes, guys, you can't marry a play. You just can't. We are in a bear market, and that will get your account basically at nothing before long if you keep that up. So just being perfectly clear there. Now, here's what I really like and why I'm bringing this to your attention. The free float is only 1.08 million shares. Guys, that is a micro float. That is so small, it's just crazy to me. If this were to get any kind of bullish momentum, which it looks like we're starting to get because we traded 4.54 million to over 4.5 million shares at the time I took this picture at 5:21 p.m. today. And clearly we traded more in the after hours because it went up further. So maybe we traded almost 5 times the float today. That's crazy, okay? There was a lot of trading going on. There's a lot of volume coming into this stock. So either we're going to be getting another catalyst or we're going to get some institutional buying, in my opinion. Now, again, where it has a small float, the stock could easily run up, but it can also easily run down. So never be afraid to take profits, guys. I have people tell me all the time, I took profits too early. Did you make money? Yes. Okay, then that's all that matters. Don't worry about what coulda, shoulda, woulda been. Trust me. We all do it every day. Like when I buy options or something and I say, oh, shoot, I should have bought way more contracts of this. It was like a educated YOLO, more or less, like one that that it should do X, Y, and Z, but you don't trust it because of the market. So you go in with like a portion of your size. when if you went full scale, you would have really banked. Well, guys, you know what? It doesn't matter. Did your account value go up? Yes, there's always going to be another play. So don't worry about it. One of these days, I'm going to make a video and show you what happens when you have small gains that you add up day after day, okay? And you'll realize that that's really the goal here. So don't worry about taking profits too early. Take profits. You can always enter back into play. So keep that in mind. Anyways, back to this. 52-week low on this stock is $1.23. The 52-week high is $35.50. As you can see, there is very little downside compared to a lot of upside right now, so I like it. All right, the current short interest is also showing that it's only 3.27%. I don't believe it for 1 minute, and neither should you, and here's why. There are no shares available to borrow. And look at this cost to borrow. It's somewhere between 349.92 and 425.71%. Let me repeat that. The cost to borrow is between 350 and 425%. Do you think that the short interest with 0 shares left to borrow is only 3%? Because I don't believe that for a single minute, and neither should you. Here's another reason why I don't believe it. This is the past 2 weeks of the amount that they've shorted in the dark pool. Anywhere between 24.7 and 60.92%. And by the way, the days less than 50 were only 3. And those would be the last 3 days. Why would that be, guys? Because they don't have the shares available to short. As soon as they get them, they use them. That's why. I'm telling you right now, when you see that, red flag, that's probably also why you see institutions coming in and buying this. They are seeing what I am seeing and sharing with you. Smart traders, that's how we're going to make money this year, guys. That's all I want for every single one of us. Failure to deliver at this point in time do not come into play with this stock. But let me remind you again. There is only 1.08 million shares. On an average day, 1.03 million shares get traded. Now, let me ask you something. 28% of this is institutional investors. Institutions don't generally buy in and sell a stock and claim they're an institutional investor. They're investing in it. They're holding it usually for a year or more, okay? That's the bottom line there. Now, number 2 is, do you think that a stock that's trading the same amount of shares that it has in it every single day has only a 3% short interest? I would like to know the amount of naked shorts that aren't being disclosed here, because that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I see this. Anyways, guys, I had somebody ask me, do I think that INM is going to continue to make its run? Yes. 100% I do. Would I like to see it get pullbacks along the way as it's been doing? 100% yes. That is healthy trading. Up, down, up, down. If you're buying into this play, please do not buy it when it's up 100% or something like crazy. Wait for the pullback. That's when you get in. Learn to draw out your support and resistance line, guys, and you will be golden. And then look for those levels and look for them to break through or to reject. If they reject, look for that pullback, okay? That's how we're going to do it this year. So anyways, best of luck to you if you decide to trade this tomorrow. I hope you all have a great night.